Well, hello everybody. I know it's been more than 2 weeks, but I've been justifiably busy. Consider this a bit of a vlog of what's been going on. My brother has 3 kids. The two youngest are 10 and 3. So they came here about 2 weeks ago, and I've been playing Uncle Shatterhand ever since. So since I'm the cool uncle and my parents are both in their 70s, I come by just about every day and spend 30 minutes to a couple of hours, if not more, with these two young kids in order to give them something to do to work off the energy. Because my parents are in their 70s. They don't have that same vital energy to keep up with a 10-year-old and a 3-year-old. So that's what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, really. They left for home earlier today. And I already kind of miss them. But it's been fun. I've taken them out to eat. I've played with them. I set up a inflatable swimming pool for them. All sorts of nice things for them to enjoy. Like I said, it's been fun being the cool uncle. Now they live all the way in Texas, so there's a bit of a difference as to what they understand how life is and things like that. So one of the things I did, I would take them out because there's a small patches of forest and stuff all through my parents' neighborhood. You know, I used to play in there when I was a kid. There's a tennis court down below a hill. I'd say about 100 yards or so from my parents' front doorstep. And me and my little brother used to play down there when we were kids. They put up a fence around the area. And me and my brother would just climb that fence. That fence was like 11 feet plus tall. Me and my brother would just climb over it, drop down. So Grant, who was the oldest at 10, he had never climbed over a fence that high before. And so he wanted to do it. And at first I was like, no, I don't think you're ready for that. I don't think you're ready for that. But also I would take him back into the woods and we would pick blackberries. He had never done that before. I guess there's no blackberries in Texas. I guess if any of you from Texas are watching, you can tell me. There's no blackberries in Texas? That's creepy. You know, I've been, the furthest I've ever been in the southeast is Louisiana. And there's blackberries in Louisiana. I know. And he was like, I'm just like, maybe not in Florida, I don't know. But never been, well, I've been to Florida a couple of times when I was a little kid. So it's kind of weird. You're like, yeah, I've never seen these, Uncle Shatterhand. Okay. Okay. So I would take Grant, because he was older and easier to supervise, to pick blackberries and things. And at one time I explained to him that all of this area around the neighborhood that my parents live in, these woods, the tennis court, all of this stuff off to the side too, is considered me and his daddy's territory from when we were kids. And I think everybody understands that. That place where when you were a kid and you lived in the neighborhood, you used to roam all over the place and you considered it to be your area, your territory. And I explained to him the other day the difference between territory and property. Territory is something that everybody kind of understands that this is your place. You kind of own it, but you kind of don't. Within your territory, people own their own property, their houses, their yards, and stuff like that. You got to respect that. But at the exact same time, nobody else from the outside has the right to come in and tell you, well, this can't be your territory anymore. It's now somebody else's or whatever. No, they can't tell you that. It's your territory. And the reason I explained that to him is because I'm giving him this territory. Because he's old enough. He's 10 years old. He can wander around out on his own. So I was explaining to him that territory was important. And why it is important to him. And why I want him to know how to climb fences, how to find blackberries, all of these things. And make stuff interesting. Now, he eventually did climb the fence a couple of days ago. On Friday. It was Thursday. He climbed up that fence all on his own. No help from me whatsoever. Climbed over it. Dropped down on the inside. Wandered around the tennis court area and just had himself a good time. My dad happened to be watching us too, and he was just grinning from ear to ear. Me and my dad both just grinning from ear to ear watching this boy do all this. So he climbs back up the fence and comes back outside. of it, and we head on back up. It's just been it's been a learning experience for me too, being an uncle. It really really has. And though I've missed out on over 2 weeks worth of making videos, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Would not trade this for the world at all. They live out in Texas. Do you know how many times a year I get to see these kids? This is the first time I've seen them in 2 years. So I'm quite happy to see them. Quite happy to see them. Being Uncle Shatterhand is a blessing to me. So now they're on the way home now. They should probably be back in Texas by now and probably in the bed asleep. I didn't even get to see them off because I wasn't sure what was going on. I knew they were leaving sometime on Sunday morning, but parents didn't call me up and tell me anything. I don't have a whole bunch of gas to be traveling back and forth between my parents' house trying to figure out what the heck's going on. My brother, he's a weirdo. You're like, you can text him, you can call him, and he's always busy somehow. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. So I just kind of let that go. You know, I spent my time with him, and I had a good time. So now some other weird things that have been going on over the last few days. I went to see my doctor on Thursday a few days ago. So went to see my doctor on Thursday, regular 3 month checkup. When you're type 2 diabetic, yeah, you want to try to do, go in every 3 months, check your A1C, check your medication, stuff like that. And my doctor, she was like, hey, you want to get your pneumonia shot, your pneumonia vaccine? Why? Now, this isn't the first time she's offered this, and every time I've turned it down, because I'm like, no. What are my chances of catching pneumonia at my age? But this time I was like, well, okay, sure. I'm not going to guarantee you I'm going to get it next year, but sure, let's just do it this time, Because she seemed, I felt the insistence off of her wanting to push this thing, so I was like, okay, fine. Since I turned down other vaccines of dubious origin, I decided I was going to go along with this one. So, got the shot, got the jab, right there, right here. And she had warned me, she says, you might catch a bit of fever and you're going to have soreness in the injection site. Most likely. Oh, okay. Well. So, that same day, I went to go see my nephews again. And that was also the same day that Grant climbed the fence. No problems. So, I get home by about 8 p.m. I'm still fine. I'm not thinking anything's wrong. Until I look over on my shoulder and I'm like, wait a minute. I still got that Band-Aid on there. Okay, let me take this Band-Aid off. It was like the moment I took that Band-Aid off, it was like something had been unsealed. Because all of a sudden that shoulder started feeling sore. I was like, what in the world is going on? Oh yeah, it said the injection site might be sore. So I said, okay, now if after 4 or 5 days I'm still sore to the point where I really feel it, we might have to go call a doctor. So now the pain wasn't all that bad. It was more of like reactive pain. Like, you grab the shoulder and you squeeze. Oh, it hurts. You lean and put pressure on it. Oh, it hurts. So I went to bed that night and had to sleep on the other shoulder because I sleep on my side. Because I was like, man, I'm not causing myself any more discomfort than I already have to. Woke up the next morning. I felt kind of, I get up, and at first I think I'm okay. I go get back in the bed for a few minutes, and then I'm like, something doesn't feel right. It's like I'm tired. But no, I got to get up. So I get up, and I walk around front, and I start feeling chills, tired, and just there. And I'm like, oh God, please don't tell me that, I'm already catching the side effects. I don't need this. But I ended up staying in most of the day, just calling up my parents on occasion to make sure everything was okay. But I just did not feel all that great all of Friday. I was just like, says, I hope this is over with. My shoulder was still kind of sore too. So Saturday, feeling a whole lot better. Today, still feeling good. Shoulder isn't really sore. It's more like you put some pressure on it or you move it a certain way, it kind of hurts. But yeah. So I'm thinking, probably by tomorrow, which will be Monday or maybe Tuesday, everything will be fine. Once again, for me, this is a learning experience. I'm not going to be calling up my doctor and complaining about anything. You knew the job was dangerous when you took it. That kind of thing. Hopefully, I won't be censored or have to privatize this video or whatever for that. But these last 2 weeks have been just so worth it in so many ways. And I'm thankful to God. Like I said, this is more of a vlog kind of thing, just getting everybody caught up. I've got a few videos that I do want to make and some things I want to talk about. Hopefully I can get them done in the next couple of hours. It's like 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. here, and I'm kind of like, man, I really do need to make a couple of videos, even if it's, so late at night. Folks can see it tomorrow. Or if they're still up, whatever. Also, I have, I think 4 people have joined the channel. Have subscribed to the channel, so that's good. That's really good. If I could get the membership thing started up, that would be great too, but I'm not jumping on that too much right now. I have a slight bit of distrust when it comes down to YouTube and how they do things. I'm just not sure how I feel on that on the moment. Also, I need to remember to tell you guys that I've got a Rumble channel and everything, and a BitChute channel. I need to remember to start posting that either in the description or in a pinned comment. Either way, I've got some work to do, and I've got some catching up to get to. Thank you, new subscribers, for joining. I hope I keep you entertained at least. Everybody have a blessed day. Bye-bye.